Hi, I'm Exis, and this is Hard to Find for La Resistance. And we're playing as Historic England again. And we're a little bit late on one thing that we were supposed to do in September, but I didn't want to do it at the end of the last episode, so I decided to shoot it off just a few little bits there. And that is, of course, to send the British Expeditionary Force over to France. So, let's set the EF up. We've already got our command here, and I believe there was three groups that was sent over. What do they call them? 3 commands, and or no, not commands. 3 corps of 3 divisions each, and then also the tank brigade, which is we converted it into a tank division, but we're kind of missing some tanks here, so it's basically still a tank brigade with the motorized detachments. And there was they had the armored recon with them too. So I'm thinking we'll send over the first armor. That'll be one of our corps. This is the entire army we're sending over with Brian Horrocks. So we move these down to Dover and set them over here. We'll also switch home force over to high reinforcement priority, so they actually get all the heavy tanks we can get, so we don't end up with them down here in Egypt, which has they're still waiting for 53 tanks too. And then we will of course send over these. We do however want to send over some proper divisions instead of just these colonial divisions. So I'm thinking we send over 4 divisions. Let's see what we can do with these. So we'll bump these into. Let's put the Kenyans in Northern Command, and let's put the Ugandans in Southern Command. And then we'll take 2 from there and 2 from here. And of course we'll send those down to Dover as well, and we'll have them ship over to Dunkirk. That should be fine. And that's one of our cruisers. That's Norfolk. No? That must be Norfolk here, in Fort for repairs. Alright, so how are we doing for encryption? 50 more days on Italy, then we can start working on Japan. Actually, we can probably bump those up there. That's 100 days on Italy. I think that's fine. They haven't entered the war just yet. Decisions available. I've got quite a few good decisions here. War propaganda. Well, actually we could need to do some of that soon. But we want to save this political power for now. And I don't think there's anything we can do without that. Promises of peace? No, that's not going to happen. Invoke, don't know if we want to get the Portuguese involved, that's not very historic. And we've already done these, we can click those out. Might want to do these 2 though, depending on the situation. I would like to do a few of these. So we're doing the parliamentary speech there for now. And weapons, yeah, well, let's leave those for now. And we don't need any of these resources for now. We are good for resources. We did need to import some oil, but we're running a net positive now, so that should be fine. Alright, so with the expeditionary force en route, we'll pop over that way. We're waiting for our operative to be rescued. It must be over in Japan. The German Reich. Oh, we've got an operation set up to find her. Building in Canada, and you're building. So let's try to put you down on a quiet network instead, to just withholding this 100%. One exiled division escaped from Poland has arrived in the London area to fight on our side. And that means we got a Polish division here. It's an okay division. It's better than our colonials. It's woefully unequipped though. And they'll need some guns. We'll pop them into... I don't really want to have them in one of these commands. Let's put them into the Royal Marines for now. Just so that they can get their equipment back because in the home front then. Alright, and we got the ability to modify government. I'm kind of wanting to go with David Sterling there, but actually Kenneth might be better since we're sending these over to France now. Expeditionary Force might make a little bit more sense. And then pick up Sterling. That should be in another 70-80 days or something. Do we have time to do that? Yes, we do. So we go with Kenneth first, I think. Or maybe we want... Now this is a hard one because we want to have Claude in here too. So let's just think about which three we do want to have in here. We want to have David Sterling. We don't want to have Wharton. I don't think we need Mountbatten. I don't think we're going to need Harwood either. Nor Bowhill. This could be a good one. Leigh Mallory. If they do bomb us a lot, but I'd rather try to get a few more fighters instead. Air superiority is always good, but it is just as this when it's such a low bonus for one of these three coveted spots. We've also got Kenneth Anderson here, which is the infantry expert. It's a really good one. Then we've got Wavell here. It's also a good one. Recovery rate is really good. Helps reinforcing your divisions. And then of course Auchinleck with logistics. Remember, we're not fighting just here in Europe. Like when you're fighting with Germany or as Germany, we're fighting in pretty well supplied areas until you do Barbarossa more or less. As Britain, we're going to be fighting in this supply hole. We're going to be fighting down here where there's no supply. We're going to be fighting over here where there's no supply. So he's actually a very good pick. And we have... and that one's probably going to be our... Well, maybe not. We probably want to have Verker here actually. To kind of stack up that attack. So with the planning bonus we'll have loads of attack to actually punch through. And we'll advance just a little bit in. And settle down the lines and redo it again. I think that's going to be quite a good one. Doesn't really matter here, nor here. Port would probably be go-to here to reduce the night operations penalty. It will come into play a little bit later. But yeah, so I'm thinking we go with Auchinleck, Anderson, and Sterling. Wavell will have to take a back seat here. So let's go with Anderson then. Let's start that off. Since that does help out quite a lot of our forces. Alright, so where do we want to have our tanks? Don't really know where these were deployed historically. But let's put them in Lille for now. And the expeditionaries. Let's just put them up. Okay. Yeah, of course they've got the this one here. So what do we want to do here now then? We've got some more decryption power. It's very nice. And Japan's gonna fall off quite quickly too. Might want to bump up that passive defense just a bit more. Or maybe even the Cypher School. Now let's get the Cypher School. Just to have that started out. And we're done here again. And how are we doing for... We've got 20 over here. Well, let's send off... Let's go down and help out a bit here then. Let's go up here and suffer. Alright. That should be... Network is inactive. Yeah, so we need to go up to build into network to actually be able to utilize the network. Should be the same thing here. That's weird. Oh well. Okay, so we've got a naval combat to look at here too. No, that's just a convoy waiting. That's fine. The same thing here. We're bleeding out a few convoys here and there. Probably losing a bit of resources or supply. How are we doing on the air front? Alright, so at least the Germans withdrew their bombers from us. They don't seem to care that we're trying to scout here, which is rather surprising. Yeah, they are active. And down here, also some green zones, very good. So northern France here, yeah. We've got a lot of German air coming in here. We might want to see if we can't help out the French a little bit there. Attack bombers, don't really need those right now. And let's send over our close air support. They might be able to do some kind of help in here, at least in a bit. Question is if we want to set them up here in Calais instead, to be able to reach into the Benelux better. Now we'll put them here down in Champagne, it'll be fine. And we've got, I think, yeah, only 100 fighters up here, old fighters to that. 200 there. Do we have any extra fighters? We maybe should be setting up a... Now let's wait until we get at least 100. Let's see, we've only got 7 heavy fighters. Did we start up that heavy fighter wing down here? Don't think we did. I'm guessing these are done now. Yeah, they're done training. We can withdraw. Save some fuel by being in port instead. Got the airport. No, I want to reach the airport here. And let's set up heavy fighter squadron. Let's start off with actually let's go for 75. That matches out fairly good with the scout aircraft we got going here, that are also based at the same airport. Okay, so we need to select something new here. We want to stay up to date on anti-tank, since our main opponent here, Germany, does seem to like tanks. They've got 10 factories building tanks. I wonder if we can see their... Oh, we can see their research. They got their medium tanks researched. Actually, we can see all the research. That's quite nice. Gives us a little bit of a tactical advantage in seeing just where they are. Don't have the new submarines just yet. That should probably be the next thing they research from here. They are going well down the submarine doctrine. And this is everything they start with. They're going down the close air support, or ground support. And they're actually quite far down here. I think down to this one is really good to get to Germany quickly. So that's good for them. Oh, what happened there? I wanted to check out the last things too. Alright, so yeah, they're up to radar 2, improved fire control systems. And they're up to date, more or less here. We're missing out construction. And these techs are really good as Germany to have. Of course, we need to put these... Let's just press that one to get rid of it. We need to get these new artillery pieces into production. We've got a surplus of 200 artillery, so no point in not making the switch. There's a lot of production efficiency, of course. But we're gonna have to take that. Alright, they seem to be having... Oh, we sunk one there. So our escorts are doing something. Oh, what did sink it? Oh, one of our early destroyers, it's nice. And up here, there's another wing. There's another submarine sunk. So we need to have some of these convoy battles actually happening. And maybe we... Just because we want to be able to start picking off the submarines, of course. And the easiest way to do that is through there. Alright, so we've got some free dockyards here. We want to probably finish one of the destroyer lines. So let's put some more. And now these do. Yeah, we need to put more. Let's put one. Yeah, they should be getting out of repair soon. Let's put another two on Prince of Wales and Duke of York. I think this one needs another one on to get out on time. May 1940. I'll have to check up on the actual commissioning dates for these ships. But that should be good enough. They were in between 40 and 43, I think, all of them. Alright, and up here, not very much. And there's I've actually got a fleet up here with their own. They're probably importing tungsten or, yeah, tungsten from Norway. Hazard a guess. Should be able to check that here too, right? No, maybe not. And here, trade. We look at imports from Norway. 8. For all the steel they need. We're importing chromium from Yugoslavia. The Dutch East Indies are supplying rubber. Romania and Iraq supplying the oil. Just to keep track of a little bit of what we're actually doing. Italy down here. Importing a bit of from here and there too. And they're building mostly infantry equipment. That's nice. It's good to keep track of your enemies. Getting used to the espionage system. Alright, election. Government contested. With an upcoming election, people are beginning to question the capability of the current administration to pursue the ongoing war. The United Kingdom has suffered greatly, and popular opinion has turned against those who seem to be leading our nation to defeat. While our people are determined to see the war to the end, they would rather see another government ending it. So we get two options. This crisis of trust is highly unfortunate. Let the political landscape shift to keep the people united. And this one gives us some political power, some base stability, and it changes the popularity of communism and fascism. We don't want any communists nor fascists in the government, so we just gotta eat this. Gain base stability -5, political power -50. That takes us into the red. Alright, so we are soon done with Italy here. Cypher school is gonna be done soon. Let's just get rid of this one. Yes, we rescued her, we know so already. Okay, here in East Africa, the enemy has... wow. If I hover over this one, it looks like they've got 500-600 airplanes here. But there's only 29 actually active and they're all fighters. But this means they probably are preparing something down here. You can see a lot of airplanes in the skies. You can hear them buzzing around. And out here, the French lost the convoy to German submarines. So that means we have German submarines in the Mediterranean. That's not very nice. How did they get in? Well, they probably passed through here, didn't they? Submarines can pass through this strait. Let's see if we can hover over there. There. submarines can pass, or if you're enemy. So German submarines in here, you usually don't see that because the German submarines are usually here and here and maybe here or here. But we've got them actually out here in both the Atlantic and in the Mediterranean now, so that's a nice change. I quite like it. It means we actually have to concentrate our forces everywhere. Okay, so we're not going to do anything there. We do have air wings with no missions assigned. We do have some close air support. Close air support isn't going to cut it down in Africa. We do have some bombers, however, that will. Let's send 100 down to Cairo. And do we have any airports down here? We could fly them out from Aden or from Khartoum. I'm thinking Aden is probably the safer bet. Range shouldn't be an issue for either of those. They got quite a decent range, even for being interwar fighter models or interwar bombers. And we really need to step up our bomber production as well, both the strategic and the... Don't even know if we're building any. No, we're not building any tactical bombers yet. I think we're still researching them. No, we need to switch over one of these recon companies to tactical bombers. We'll probably start building the 1940s variant directly. Sending these down with this kind of range here doesn't really make sense when the air zone is this big. Yeah, sure, if you can pop them down in here in Addis Ababa, what was it called? Yeah. It's fine because they cover most of the state, but flying them in from here or here, we're gonna have such pitiful coverage. It's not even worth it. We could, however, move a few of these down to the Middle East. Get a decent coverage from Damascus. That is French territory, however. Or from the naval coverage. Alright, so we've got interwar fighters flying here on Malta. I think this is fine. They don't have any kind of aircraft going in there. Got some going in here. And we're flying reconnaissance in all these areas. Good. Alright, so let the clock tick again. For putting these support aircraft in, it does seem to have done a little bit. We would like to have some proper fighters in here now. But we need to get some more fighters up those four. We've soon got another wing of them. We would need to have a second wing here in the middle. Okay, so we're just going to press OK on that one. We're going to be okay for upgrades on our intel there for a while. We've got 200 fighters protecting southern England. Actually, we've got a bunch more friendlies here. And the same thing up here, we've got our 200, but 100 of them are old. Maybe it doesn't matter because we've got full range down here anyway. Yeah, they're claiming Bay of Biscay naval combats, Norwegian coast naval combat. That's probably us. Yeah, they've got a bunch of bigger ships out there now. But we'll leave those be for now. And let's see what's down here. Alright, so we finished the field hospitals there, very nice. And we killed another early submarine, Type 2. And one of the Type 9s probably because they don't build the Type 7s. The Type 9s have a little bit longer range but a little bit less firepower. Alright, so field hospital is done. We need to put this into our divisions too, of course. We do have the army experience to do so. I did not want to go into industry, I want to go to air. And we can see that both Canada and New Zealand research the medium bombers. Let's follow suit and get those done. And before we forget, I think, yeah, these are already set to specialize, so they won't reinforce with new tactical bombers. When we cannibalize them, and we've got a few spares left still in the stockpile. And then we can start cannibalizing the wings as they come. Okay, so as soon as we move, I wonder why we don't have air superiority here. But it moves 400 bombers in and out again. I guess the French are busy moving aircraft in and out. Yeah, 600 French fighters. As soon as the German bombers show up, they move over their fighters. And the Germans aren't getting through here. This is some massive stock of build up here. And maybe we actually want to put some kind of icon down on our colonial divisions. We can put these as I'm thinking garrison might actually not be a bad idea. Let's use the garrison there. And that's good enough as an ordinary infantry division. Alright, so we finished the cryptological bomb. The Poles have been developing a brilliant machine they call the cryptologic bomb, which can break the German Enigma ciphers. We have the resources to develop it further at our Bletchley Park facility. So we gain 10 decryption speed, which is actually quite nice. It's implemented as a tech, so we get a free tech that gives us that research bonus. We need to press details there just to not unpause it prematurely. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do here is let's go back to the right place. We can't do the sword mission just yet, and we kind of would like to go this way to get rid of the naval chamberlain. We'll hang on to him a little bit while longer. Let's see. So we kind of want to go down because we want to get. It would be nice to get through to these. This one is 4 military factories. That's a really good one. I'm just looking at a bit of options we might have here. So this one would be good as well to get the cruiser cost down, but we're building capital ships at the moment. We don't need that. Well then, I think it is might actually be time to get rid of Mr. Naval Chamberlain. Otherwise he will resign, I think, in the spring of 1940. If you don't take this one, you'll get another one of those events, I think. Before that, I was planning to take the sword mission here, but of course the United States aren't involved yet, and won't be for another 2 years. So yeah, no go for that one. Could take the air rearmament one. We've got quite a lot of air experience actually. Could spend some of that. Adding some extra air bases. We don't really need those yet, no. But getting the research boost for. Well, that could be a way to go. I think this would be very helpful. Yeah, alright, so we're going down. Do we need to have one of the following? Great. So we go air rearmament, bomber command, into the aircraft production group. So we get the fighter production cost reduction. That's a really powerful one, and we're really lacking fighters at the moment. I think this is the best choice. So we'll go down that path. And when we were playing as Germany, I did a lot of pre-planning. I had both techs and national focuses planned up to 1944 or something like that. I haven't done the same thing with England, and that's mostly because we need to adapt to what the AI does. So the kind of challenges they present us, it's a little bit long to plan for the AI having the lead role. And at the moment what we're lacking is fighters. A lot of fighters. So we need to ramp up our fighter production and our aircraft production in all. We need to get bombers started so we can actually start bombing Germany. We need scout planes to see what's going on. We've only got 17, we need another Well, we need at least another wing in West Germany, and Czechoslovakia would be nice. And then covering up the sea tiles as well. We're going to need a lot of scout planes. Naval bombers, we're still in a deficit. Would be nice to get positive on those. And close air support we're good for. That's why they're at the bottom and only with one factory. We've got 360 unused close air support. And the other ones they just pre-placed more or less. But this that the Germans are coming in and sending their bombers in. And actually we're not disrupting that many of them. So about 80% of their bombers are getting through. And they're actually causing damage. Okay, so our allies saw that we are no longer in a deficit of infantry equipment. We just need upgrades now. So they're cancelling all their land leases to us. Thank you very much. Yeah, shame they're not building heavy tanks. We need heavy tanks. But mostly we need fighters. A carrier cast we could probably step up one factory. Don't think we need that many of them. It is a shame to lose that production efficiency. And it is good to have a small stockpile of them. But no, I think we will move this factory to... Or we can save it, we can move it to tactical bombers. Alright, so we finished the recon companies. Would like to get the maintenance companies as well. And the logistics companies up to level. But let's check if we've got anything else we want. It's a little bit early to go for the Churchill. Just one year ahead of time though. It would be nice to start producing the good heavy tanks instead of the half good heavy tanks. So we'll hang on to that a bit more. Maybe we have something that can help us out a little bit in that way. I think now we've only got this one, and that's behind this one, which is I think is quite useless. But that would be if you want to go for obviously taking up the motor mechanized and the amphibious mechanized. I actually like the mechanized tanks. They're quite good. You can make some really good infantry divisions with these. We're up to date here. Land doctrine, we've got one separate going for that. Same thing with the naval doctrine. We could go for some air doctrine. Will we be getting any? Don't think so. We could actually have some air doctrine in one of these two. Yet, aircraft, yeah, that was good for later on. Britain too was one of the nations that actually did focus quite a lot of energy on researching the jet engines. So the naval mission efficiency isn't that good for us. Dogfighting experience or fighter sweeps. Fighter sweeps would be good to have. Interception mission efficiency. And same thing with this, of course. And then we're going to go down the night bombing side. As Britain historically did night bombing, and the Americans focused on escorted day bombers. Or escorted day bombing. Flying fortress. And let's pick up everything down here. So maybe this is what we should do, and that might not be a bad use of our air experience either. We're closing up on 1940. We can get the Spitfires. Would be another very good tactic to knock out. I wonder how much. That's about four upgrades worth, I think, of experience, which isn't bad. We also got the radar to research. Yeah, but let's actually pick up the Spitfire. I think this is the better choice, and spend that air experience on it. This will help us the most in the short run. So let's unpause there again. we'll be finishing up this one soon too. Yeah, so they come in, they do some bombing runs, and then they pop off again. And because we already put on Japan, they should start going instantly there. And that's not a lot of days to decrypt Japan. We have insufficient aluminium. And we are building more and more fighters. So maybe it is time to pop in and see what we've got here. Don't think any one of these are. No, these are mostly fuel and steel, and the 2 for tungsten. Alright, so we might actually have to import some. We just got a deficit of 1 at the moment, which does not warrant to 1 whole factory to import. We want to be in the Intel menu still here. Alright, so Dusko is building up the. No, he's asleep in that deal. There we go. We're building a network. We're up to 44%. How much do we need to actually start an operation here? We want to let's look for the Japanese flags. Here we go. We can infiltrate the civilian. And we want Victoria on board for that, and Christina. Commands when ready. Yes, let's go. And they can sit and build up while we collect the resources for them. Is there any big naval combats going on? It's a defeat. 5, that's a submarine group. So the French were out here with their escort fleet trying to sink the German submarines and failed. Which is good, because that means the German submarines are actually being a bit harder to catch. What we could do is upgrade to the 1940s techs here. We're not gonna go for rocket artillery this time, I don't think. Water pounders. No, not until 1940s here. This could be a good one actually. That would help us 10% more aluminium, exporting half of what we extract. So we would get 13 and have to export half of it. So about 6 net aluminium plus. That would not be a bad deal. And it also ties into our short-term focus of increasing our fighter production. Keep the sky safe and we can keep England safe, right? So no, we don't really have this Polish navy we can take away. This one is just a little bit of political power gain. We kind of want to keep our political power gain as it is. So that when things happen here. The German Reich has called Italy in. It's the 2nd of January 1940. I think Italy didn't join until June, but well, at least they didn't join when the war started, right? And I think that's an improvement from vanilla. Alright, so now we're fighting the Italians as well. That means things might get a little bit heated down here. So let's just check if we've got our fleet down here. We've got the 2 cruiser squadrons. So we can patrol 2 of the zones down here. Probably the central and the eastern. So let's put you on patrol. We'll go in here. Go out and patrol. We might have to import some more fuel for this. And we'll put the strike force on as well. So we've only got 2 carriers down here at the moment. The Illustrious is still half a year away from being finished. So I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. It should be about time, however, to... Yeah, we need a little bit more things for that. So what more do we have? We're waiting for research slots. We are at war with Italy now too. And it's pretty much Sitzkrieg. Alright, so yes, we've got an ace pilot, that's very good. I'm not going to be reading out these generic prompts. But I'll leave them up for just a little bit if you want to pause and read them yourself. Unless they actually have something to do with the going forwards. Okay. To the historical. But yes, we wanted to see where we got that ace. So he's down here on multiple places. Okay, so and we're finding a fleet here, I think. Actually, we might want to keep. We want to have Mr. Hawk on a proper aircraft, right? We can't have him down there on these gladiators. So let's put him down here. Actually, let's put him on the wing up here, I think. Since it's here the bombers seem to appear the most and the longest, so it'll make the biggest difference there. Then down here on a gladiator he'll just be shot down, which seems wasteful. So we're starting to build up these here. We'll see if this fleet here that's on strike force, do you want to go out and engage them here, or are we just retreating? Wow, that's some serious damage to the Sussex. She's going to be in the dockyards for quite some time, I think. And we lost one of our destroyers. Let's see. We're already reinforced. Yeah, perfect. So they grabbed the glowworm. Glowworm, of course, was hunting the Grafspe down here in the South Atlantic. Together with Exeter and what's her name? Two ships. The ones we got down here, Exeter and Ajax. I think maybe Glowworm was the one that got sunk up here in the North Atlantic. It's a destroyer. No one keeps tracks of destroyers. And they some of them show up a little bit more often than other ones. Yeah, so we're hunting down some submarines here and there. We got a report here saying we lost the destroyer. They lost the submarine, so it's always something. Right, so now they want to give us some rifles. I'm happy to take them. I doubt we're anywhere short of them. No. Alright, so we do need rifles. I've probably deployed some more troops here. And let's put that number. No, this is the Indian divisions. Yeah, we want to have these deployed into this army instead. And maybe let's add on a few more. And while we're in this menu here, let's go check out our infantry division. Alright, so let's get into the infantry division here. And we're going to make a few changes here. The first thing we're going to do is actually going to create a duplicate of this one. Because we don't want to switch over all divisions at the same time. We want to start off with the expeditionary forces. So let's just call this one the BEF for now. And sooner or later we'll have them all switched over and we can change it back to infantry division. And just to see if we can make this an icon that's a little bit easier to see. Could use this one, I guess. That's armor really though. For motorized, I could use this one. That's for artillery. Oh, anti-tank, I think this one. No, anti-air. Well, let's because we're gonna add both of those, I think. But yeah, let's go there. And what we want to do now is we want to add the anti-air. And this is the anti-tank symbol. That's this one. We already have that. Also gonna add artillery. Combat width is 23 here, and I'm just gonna say that's fine. Let's play with it, see what happens. We don't have to be all meta against the AI, I don't think. And we're gonna replace the support artillery with field hospital. Just so that that means we need to use 24 more artillery instead of. Yeah, because these. Oh, where are you? You are there. These ones use 12 artillery, so we won't be lacking quite as many. And that is the 20 army experience we have. So we needed to save up for 20 to do these changes. And overall I think this is going to be a better division than the one we had before. It's quite sturdy, a lot of defense, not a lot of breakthrough, but more than it had before. Got quite a decent air attack. Germans have loads of aircraft, so might be good. Decent amount of hard attack, they got loads of tanks, so that's good. A decent amount of soft attack, not as much as a 45th division of course, but I don't like them, the 45th divisions. I like this, especially when playing democratic, so we can try to keep the little manpower we have alive and keep it coming back. And the XP loss one is quite a nice one when we start upgrading the field hospitals. I'm a little bit torn about doing this one as a new one or making a duplicate, changing over the 25 divisions we have, which is a pain. Now we'll do it this way. It's less of a pain. Alright, so we got our new division down there. And let's pop down to our expeditionary force here. Sounds like there's a lot of fighting going on here, but I don't think there is. And we'll switch these over. Right down at the bottom, drop the yeah. So we need to have more manpower, we got it. We need anti-air, we got plenty. We need more artillery, we got it. We need some support equipment, we got that too. And the motorized, we got that too. This is how we want to make changes to our templates, so that we actually have all the equipment that we need. And I think we can keep the colonials here for now. They're just kind of rear guard units, or what you want to call them, in these corps. Just imagine one of these being attached to two of the other ones, or something like that. They can stand back there. I think we might want to start thinking about having these on the coastlines instead. Let's pop this up and pop it up to the coastlines. We need 24 for that. We don't, because there's a lot of coastline. We might actually want to start pouring these out manually instead. And oh yeah, you're the Polish division. Let's actually put you into there for now. They can be a part of the expeditionary force later on. And I think we might want to start. Should be. Yeah, let's scrap this old plan, and we'll put up a defensive line instead here. See if we can make it in one. No, that one usually seems to be missed out. Up to Norwich should be fine. And then we've got on the ports up further north. We need at least one more up north. So let's actually put the poles up here. And they can be training until they're up to train level again. Let's actually put these on training too. Don't really like training them at war, but I think there's a pretty low risk of us getting invaded at the moment. So we'll keep with that. Let's see, Hood is up here repairing. Don't want to forget that we've split her off from the home fleet. Home fleet does seem to be good to go otherwise. They just don't have anything to engage, which is good. swap that out. Let's see if we can't move some of these submarines up maybe. And I'm thinking we just put them up here somewhere. And I would like to have them patrolling here. But I don't think we can do that with as long as they're in the home fleet, because then they're going to be patrolling around here. Would be nice if we... No, let's just split them off into separate command then. All the way down there, yeah, sure. I think we had... no. We don't have the political power or leader either. But this is fine. We'll play with it. Convoy raiding. Let's see if we can stop that Norwegian tungsten coming into Germany. Or some of it at least. Okay, so we're missing 7 aluminium now. That means it is time to import. Still got a bunch of convoy raids. Looks like we came out pretty good from those. The same thing here. The Italian submarines have come out to play. We've got a Polish leader. That's very good. He looks very happy. So leaders we have plenty of though. Oh wow, there's a lot of combat going on here. There's our main fleet. We're fighting one of their scout forces probably. Oh, we lost the destroyer. Now this is their main fleet, it was our scout fleet. And no wonder we lost. I was looking at the wrong side. So they came out with 4 battleships. This is their main fleet. It's a big fleet. And I don't think our... wait. I'm gonna be in the naval mode. No mission set. No, that's for the... they're part of the... well, maybe you should be on... oh, they're repairing. Then they go back to convoy escort, I think. And we've got the Mediterranean here. They are set to strike force. And they are active. They don't look very active, do they? I would think they would be trying to get out and help out in these battles, but maybe that battlefield is just too big. Nothing is moving here on the front, of course. Alright, so here our fleet moved out to engage their convoys, it looks like. Of course, having carriers moving out is gonna make mincemeat out of convoys. Oh yeah, they got roads down here, so they got to send convoys over there. So the naval battle up here is heating up. We're losing a few ships, they're losing a few ships. Doesn't look like we've got any major battles going on at the moment. The French are losing some ships. But I don't think our fleet at the moment would stand. They've just got so many more screens than we do. I've got a very hard time thinking we would beat them as it is right now. So we would need to put up some port strikes maybe. Would be nice. Let's see if we have our... well, we've got our naval bombers down there. And I'm guessing they are based up in Taranto. Either that or they're based up here in the naval space. Alright, and the French are attacking. That's gutsy. There's nothing that's gonna happen there. The same thing over here. Okay, the French lost another destroyer, but they traded it for a cruiser. That's fine. Okay. So we've completed more factories. That's good. We got some broken infrastructure. We might need to check in on Africa too though. Let's see here what we can put this into. So I'm starting to build up this. We probably need to put just another. Yeah, let's just bump that up by 5. I think that's good. And that leaves us at -7 again. Let's trade away yet another factory. They go very quickly once we start ramping up. So we've got a radar in the Scottish Highlands going. We might want to invest in a radar in Gibraltar, one in Malta, and one on Cyprus. It looks like we lost some ground here. This is not good at all. They somehow managed to lose the port. Okay, we need to start getting out this way, I think. You need to stop there. We need to have a planning bonus to go there. And everyone on these lines. They need to be just having a planning bonus, of course. And we probably need to bolster up these lines. So we've got 24 down here already. 6 of them are stuck here at the moment. It would be nice to get Italy out of this place, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. We've got loads of divisions down here. We do own the Suez Canal, which is a very good bonus. That means they can't reinforce down here at least. I would like to send a few of these divisions over. Line here is looking quite good. How are we doing for... yeah, we've got some on the ports up there too. And these are part of a different one. And the cruiser squadron. Pacific is quiet at the moment, so let's leave that be. Well, let's see if we can hold these out here. That's a lot of mines down here. Where's it grass? It's probably supposed to be grass or something. Savanna grass. And that's a mountain tile as well, that's no fun. And I doubt we can build the port here in time. Let's try. That's gonna be no factories because of an ongoing battle, yeah, of course. And they've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 divisions versus our 6. And there's 3 French divisions there too. Alright, so floating fortress is done. We're going down to floating airfield. And we don't have the experience to spend. We don't have the research bonus for it. But I do think it is worth it for that sortie efficiency. 20% more fighters in the air is a big deal. That's a big attrition both. We do, however, have some supply here for whatever reason. So that's always good. Soviet Union declares war on Finland. Finland reacts to the Soviet demands. Soviet diplomats have presented an ultimatum to the government of Finland, demanding border adjustments in the region of Karelia. That's this region. Despite the significant buildup of Soviet forces on the border, Helsinki has rejected these demands, stating that not a single foot of Finnish soil will be given willingly to the Russian aggressors. International observers fear that a Soviet invasion may be imminent. This will not end well. No, it might not. That usually resolves itself. We do have a bit of a pressing matter down here though. That's a lot of attrition. And they are pushing hard. And we don't have enough to actually stop them here. So let's let's actually bring over Jackie Smith's entire army. I think we need to bolster up the lines here. Yeah, you guys get down there. We need to secure that flank. Start the dandies, yes please. So let's see, and they've got, there's a tank division somewhere here? No. No, it's a French tank division. No, we want you to stick around here. No, stick around here, please. Please, no, don't go anywhere. Okay, maybe we do need to go over there and help them out. Otherwise we'll lose that one too, I guess. Okay, so we got the air rearmament focus. Any war with the continental enemy, the Royal Air Force, will prove the key to victory. First, we must ensure that our air bases can support our rearmament plans. So that adds a lot of air base capacity to England. Very nice. We are gonna go straight down for Bomber Command. Very good, that too. Gives us some research bonuses or boosts that we will be needing shortly. Okay, so it would be nice if we could get our proper ones up. Mexican oil, nationalized. Larzino Cardenas has been stirring up populist nonsense against our economic interests in Mexico. And now the Partido Revolucionario Institucional has passed legislation to nationalize the assets of the Royal Dutch Shell, Standard Oil of California, and many other international oil firms. Although their constitution allows this action, international justice demands compensation for the losses suffered by the firms. The oil barons are demanding we act. It's a fait accompli, there's nothing we can do. We will embargo trade with Mexico until they come to their senses. That decreases our trade relations, of course. Our options are limited, and the force of arms must be considered. So that's a loss of stability and war support. And I wonder if we can actually see what kind of oil we're getting from here. So that's the oil they have out of our old supply extracted. Are we getting anything from here? Don't think we are. I don't think this really matters to us, does it? Exported. Because I think as the United States does get some oil from there. And the Dutch, of course. Now I think we will enter an embargo with Mexico. I don't know what the historical option would be here. I think an embargo makes sense. They're too far away and we are bound up in another conflict. Alright. So, let's see. I think we will have to wait and see how this resolves itself next time. Because it's that time again that we need to say goodbye. So, thank you all for watching. Take care and see you next time.